Hi, everyone, and welcome to Real Talk with Coach Sherry. And this channel is about workforce development, career readiness, entrepreneurship, and of course, real life, real issues, and real talk. I am Coach Sherry, and I am your career and business coach. And I welcome you here today. Today is the 2nd of December. And so you know what that means. It is holiday shopping time. And I know some people are better at planning, so they may have been shopping all along, but it always seems like in the final stretch, just before the holidays, people tend to spend a lot more than they had anticipated. So I wanted to talk about tips on how to save during the holidays. Saving now is so important, more so than ever. And I see Jazzy TV is in the building. I'm just going to wait a few minutes. I'm going to be on this live for about 45 minutes at the most. I have a class at 6 and I was debating, do I go on before my class or after my class? And I decided before, because this class lasts until 9:30 tonight, and I don't know what kind of shape I'm going to be in. I had a very long day. It was a productive day. I was on a panel earlier talking about apprenticeship programs, and it was dynamic. The way that they had it set up was so innovative and so worthy of this time when we're doing so many things virtually. So the panel, we started off on StreamYard. It was being live streamed to Facebook, and that's where it was advertised. And then we had breakout rooms. And so each person that was on the panel had to set up their Zoom room, and people were coming to our Zoom rooms to learn more about apprenticeship programs, what we were doing, and if there were opportunities available. And it was all types of people that were there. It was really around construction. And so there were people who were CTE teachers from high school. There were students who were there, people that were interested in being an apprentice, as well as people that are developing apprenticeship programs where they are. I was speaking with two groups. One was from Durham, North Carolina, and the other from High Point, that are interested in building an apprenticeship program. Let me see who else just walked in. We have, of course, Jazzy TV. We have Minister of Music, Terrence Trower. Welcome, welcome. Edward Smart. Hey, how you doing? Hello, everyone. I hope that you had a great day today. Today is the 2nd day of December. We are 2 days in of the last month of the year. And I hope that you all had and are having a great week. We are already Wednesday. Tomorrow's Thursday. These days are going by so fast. I'm trying to hold them back a little bit to slow down because there's so much to do. And as the days go on, it's giving you less and less time. So you got to get it done. Yes, thank you, Jazzy. And let me put some of you up here as you're coming in. Since this is a live stream, but the replay, I want people to also know who was in the building. Please be sure to give this a thumbs up as you walk in. I appreciate each and every one of you for being here. And because you could have been anywhere. And typically, you know, I don't have a set time during the week of when I go live. So you just never know. So I'm glad you were walking by and saw me and decided to say hello. I'm glad that you are all here. So I always think about the holidays and the amount of money that people spend. And I don't believe that many people consider the money that they are spending during the holidays. I don't look at the holidays as, even though it's the end of the year, I don't look at it as a time where, oh, I have this excess of money because each year I set aside X amount of dollars, and now we are in the last month of the year. So let me spend all this money up so that I can start afresh or anew for the new year come January. You know, some businesses operate like that when they have a budget amount for the year. And then as the year goes on, and when that last month of their fiscal year comes around and they have an excess of money, they will spend it in a variety of ways and areas. I always say donate it, but Oftentimes they may buy new equipment, they'll upgrade some systems, they may even hire some new people. They'll do different things with their money. But when you have your personal account, your personal funds, I don't think you should operate in that way, like a business where, oh, it's December, I have an extra $100, I have an extra $1,000, I have an extra whatever it is that you have budgeted for the year, whatever you have over. It doesn't mean that this is play money now. We have to stop treating our money like it is monopoly money. And I've noticed that so many people, that's how they treat their money. They don't typically have a good relationship with the money. And because of that, their money tends to leave in a faster form than it arrived. Let's see. Everyone is speaking. Okay, great. So wait, Edward Smart, I know that you are in Hawaii, but are you familiar with Two Pineapples? I think that's their name. Two Pineapples. Are you familiar with them? Because they're in Hawaii also, and they do videos on different sceneries and the ocean in Hawaii. Beautiful, beautiful content that they have, just to see the beautiful blue waters and the waves as they're coming in. It is gorgeous. And I just met them maybe yesterday or the day before yesterday. And I thought of you, and I know Hawaii is big. That's like whenever somebody's from New Jersey or something, people might say, do you know them? And I'm like, no, New Jersey's pretty big. So, I was just wondering though, if you may have known them. I'm just on here trying to get to my channel so I can share this live out. Let me see, on Twitter to invite some more folks in since they don't know that I'm here. Okay, so do you know them, Edward Smart? It's either Two Pineapples or Pineapple Two. I want to say it's Two Pineapples though, but I met them at Tuber Chat, Connect and Grow. I don't know if you're familiar with Tuber Chat, but he is amazing, and he goes live a few times during the week, and he allows people to really connect organically, and he's just a huge supporter of all YouTubers, especially small YouTubers. But I wanted to talk to you guys about saving and, saving during the holidays, especially. So a long time ago, and I mentioned this before, my husband and I read Robert Kiyosaki's book, Rich Dad, Rich Dad, Poor Dad. And he has a whole series of books on, financial IQ and the 4 quadrants and OPM, and just a lot of great books, especially if you are interested in real estate and investing. He has some great information. And no, you haven't? Okay, Edward, I would say definitely look them up. Great content. I love the ocean in Hawaii. So one thing that we learned in, reading more about Robert Kiyosaki, playing cash flow, his game, is to look at items as an asset or a liability. Is this item going to make me money, or is it spending my money? And when you are buying your gifts during the holidays, especially for your children, I recommend that you start looking at the items you're purchasing for them in that way as well. I know that the holidays is a time, in typical style, it was, being very frivolous and just buying people whatever they wanted or whatever you wanted for them. But I want you to put more thought into the gifts that you give. Try and find those gifts that will keep on giving, like maybe purchasing a stock, a bond, a piece of gold, something that will add value to the person who is the recipient of it. So many toys are made so cheaply now until the night of Christmas, after they've been played with, break, pieces will get lost. They are discarded because the kids may lose interest in it. So many things. And you look at that, and I know for me, I'm seeing dollar signs like, wow, that's $20, that's $30. Whenever I buy something, I don't ever say, oh, this is just $3, this is just $5, because $3 and $5 add up. And if nothing else reminds you of that, remember when Barack Obama won that first year especially, he raised so much money with people just donating $5 and $10 to his campaign. So imagine if you let your $5 and $10 accumulate and don't just purchase things by looking at the price and saying, oh, this is just $5. But if you really kept it and let it grow, or purchase something that was really going to add value, something that was going to increase versus decrease. Imagine if you started doing that, if you started looking at things that way, what a big difference that would make. That would be a game changer. You know, I look at it almost, it's sometimes it could be a disorder. You know, purchasing things, people get into the feeling, you know, they love to see people happy and joyful when they open the gifts, but the gift that they open can still be something of value. You know, it's the same thing. They are receiving, you have given. But what are you giving? What knowledge are you giving? There are great books out there. You know, I know people have their Kindles and their iPads and their phones, and they're reading things on there, you know, but what about the tangible books? The ones that, you know, we have to pick up and turn the pages. When's the last time you gave someone a book as a gift? You know, reading is fundamental. That is real talk. Let me see. Edward is saying, my nephew wants a PS5. I'm really going to have to think about it. Yeah, those are $500. And the PS4 was close to $500. The PS2 was close to $500. You know, when does it end is the question. And what value is it giving? It's like a car when you drive it off the lot, you know? So yeah, if you have the later version of those games, you might be able to sell them, and you probably can, but are you going to get a good return on your investment? And so that's how we should start looking at things, especially now when things are so uncertain. People are getting laid off unexpectedly, surprisingly, and you know, you might be good right now with whatever you have going on, but what if in the next month, God forbid, something happens to that position, to that opportunity that you're in? A lot of things are in the works. You know, some people start to spend before that works start to work. I remember people would start a business and they may have this big contract coming down the line, and they start living their life as if they have that contract, and then the contract falls through. Now they're looking at all these doodads, you know, these knick-knack paddywhack things all around them, and nothing is of value, and they overspent. So we want to be really careful and mindful, and this is both small and large, you know, so it's a matter of if you have a lot or even if you don't, be mindful and wise. And I think if you start giving your family members, your circle, gifts that add value, and explain to them why you decided to make this particular purchase for them, that will start getting them in a mindset and have a greater appreciation for what you have given them. You know, you just never know. Hey, Denise, say what's on my mind, McKay. Great to see you. Thank you so much thank you for sharing me out. I appreciate you. I appreciate you. I'm just on here for a little while, and I just wanted to come and give this message as we are in the second day of December. And I know people are starting to shop or starting to look around to see what they could possibly buy for their loved ones. And I just really wanted to come on here to recommend, suggest, just to share with you that, you know, make wise decisions, look at the items and really determine, is this necessary? Is this going to add value or is it not? You know, is it going to make them a better person or not? We really need to start looking at how we are spending our money a little closer. We need to have a better relationship with our money. If I asked you right now, how much money do you have in your wallet in terms of dollars and cents, would you know? And I remember growing up, my parents never used a credit card. The only time they used a credit card was to reserve a hotel room or to pay for a vacation of some sort, like something fun. And Otherwise, they were spending cash. And so they always knew how much was coming in and how much was going out. And, setting up that budget, how much are you going to spend during the week? And when you spend that money, what do you do then? Do you go back in because you overspent at an event because a friend came into town and wanted to go out to dinner? And so now you broke your budget? Or, you get paid Friday or you broke by Monday? What kind of relationship do you have with your money? Do you know how much you are planning to spend for each person that you have to purchase a gift for? Or are you just going to buy everybody what they want? If you are going to buy that PS5, which is $500 or $499, and you get that dollar back, well, then there's tax, so it's over $500. But if you have more than one person to purchase for, is everyone going to get a $500 value gift? These are things that you need to really consider. Not that you have to have equal amount of money, but if you want to try to keep things in a budgetary type of way, you do want to have a certain amount set aside for each person and adhere to that. When you can stick with it, and sometimes it might hurt, 1 week you might have more, and then the next week you might have less. But if you stick with it, it will all even out. And as you see money on the other side in your savings or in your investments growing, then that is where the beauty lies. That's the reward that you get for that. Let's see. Edward is saying, I'm taking a wait and see attitude on my expenditures this holiday season. Yes. And I know a lot of people are. So it might be a bum rush come Christmas Eve. I always wait until Christmas Eve to shop because they have better sales. It's less crowded and it just gives me peace. And also I know that I'm going to get that person what I know that they will enjoy. It's no time to think. It's no time to take things back and, be back and forth. And then they end up with way more gifts because you don't really take the other gifts back. And I just enjoy that. But it's about making better choices with the gifts that we are purchasing. Look into stocks. I can't remember the name of the stock company that sponsors Vern's Junk Closet, but she has a stock company that she sponsors. And if you go to her site, I'm sure the link is there where, you can use that and purchase a stock for someone. Could you imagine if you were a teenager or in college and your gift was a stock? That would be dope. And then seeing it grow and, you just never know where that would take you. Let's see. Jazzy TV is saying she's waiting and seeing as well. And this year I'm doing nice DIYs as Christmas gifts. Yes, do-it-yourself gifts. The ones that you make has just as much value, if not more, to know that a person took their time out to make it. That's like, I don't sew like that, but I love to make blankets for newborn babies. And, I do the one with, it's the felt material. You take 2 pieces of fabric and you tie them and it just comes out really, really nice. And I call them nap blankets. And, and people really love when you put that extra touch by taking the time out, not taking the easy route and going to the store and making those purchases, but really, making it and customizing it according to that person's decor, their style, their likes. And I love it. Hey, Feast with Cornice. She is new to me and I love her name, Feast with Cornice. Thank you for being here. I'm glad that you made it. I'm only going to be on here for a little bit, but I did want to come on and just share this with you all. Tips to save during the holidays. So one tip I'm going to say is to set your budget. Make sure you know before you leave the house, not while you're at the store and try and start calculating, but way before you start your shopping is to set your budget. Not just setting it for the holidays, but if you do have family members that you have to purchase for, set the amount that you're going to spend on each person. If you belong to a large family and if you live in the same proximity and are thinking that you'll see each other, how about doing drawing names out? I remember I had suggested that to my family years and years and years ago as our family was starting to really grow. My brothers and I were starting to have children. Well, I was having children and their wives were having children. But, nobody really nobody really bought into that. They didn't want to do it. And then look, I ended up with more kids, and it becomes challenging when, you find yourself buying for a family of 5 instead of a family of 2. So, look into the gift exchange and set a limit even with that of how much each gift is going to be per person. Talk to your children at an early age about doing those DIYs, or how you're modifying the way gifts are going to be provided for this holiday season. We don't know what tomorrow is going to bring, and we definitely don't know what the 2021 is going to bring, both financially or health-wise. So we have to make better decisions now so that we can set ourselves up for success later. We don't want to make purchases today that tomorrow we wish we would have had that money. And it's not about spending up your credit cards. If you've been working diligently all year, paying down your credit card debt, the holidays is not the time to run them back up. Be happy, be glad that you have the balances down. Leave those credit cards home. And, it was funny because my husband and I used to always use American Express, and my parents used to be like, don't use that, But we always would say, well, we pay it off every month. And it's true, you do, but still, do you know how much less you probably would spend if you didn't charge it all? So take out the money that you're going to use. And it's really interesting how so many stores are like, if you don't have exact change, we can't help you. We only take credit cards because we don't have change, because people have stopped using cash. And I still use cash. I take out the amount of money that I'm going to need for the week, and that's all I use. I don't revert back and say, well, I spent all my money, let me go to my debit card. If I spent all my money, then it's time for me to not go wherever that is, because I have a set amount that I put aside. And so when you stick to that, you'll start to see that you'll make better choices. You'll start thinking about your purchases more. And it builds up a great habit that I highly recommend. Let me see what else what are you guys talking about in the chat? Let's see. Yes, Feast with Cornice is saying hello to everyone. And she's saying, you are so welcome. She's happy to be here. Yes, set a budget. Set a budget. That's the biggest tip that I really have for you guys. She's saying, my hubby is laughing because I always forget. I'd be so happy to give. He is killing himself laughing because he knows he's right. And giving is great. Give with a cheerful heart. Absolutely. But give with a smart heart. That's the thing. The smarter, the better. So, giving a beautiful card, giving a beautiful thing that you made, giving a gift that they could use. If they have a business, and maybe you will purchase them a business card holder or something towards that, something that they could literally use, not something that you think is nice and would look nice, especially in their decor. Something, this would be nice in their house. You don't know what they have planned for their decor. Just really make smart purchases that the person is going to use, that they are going to appreciate, because it's more than just giving and receiving. It's also about the value. And it doesn't have to be the most expensive. When I say value, some people think, I got to buy the biggest and best. No, it could be the smallest, least expensive. The least of these are just as valuable. It's just that you want to make sure whatever you purchase, they are going to use it, because otherwise that's not a good purchase for you. I remember always when I would buy my daughters, especially my daughters, because my son, he would love whatever I would bring home for him. But my daughters would, they're picky. You know how girls are, they're real picky in particular. And so whenever I would buy them clothes, I'd keep the tags on and make sure they tried it on. If they didn't like it, I was for sure taking it back, because I'm like, you're not going to just not like it, never wear it, and it has the tags on it. I don't believe in that. So whenever I buy something for someone, I always want them to be able to use it. When I had my jewelry business, when people would come, when I would be at events, I did a lot of events as well when I had my jewelry business. And I would see a lot of people that I knew. And so some people would say, oh my goodness, Sherry, I didn't know that you design jewelry. Everything is beautiful. And you know the style of your friends or people that you're around. And they would pick up things and they would be like, I'm gonna get this because I want to support you. And I would say, well, what are you gonna wear that with? What are you gonna do with that? They would be like, oh, I don't know. I just really want to support you. I'm not sure. I have to find something to wear with it. To me, that's another purchase they would have to make. So I would tell them, listen, I love your support. The best support you can give me at this point is, if you know other people that love this type of jewelry, is to refer them to me. Because I don't want you to buy something from me to quote unquote support me and then never use it, never wear it. Because if you never wear it or never use it, your one purchase is going to be a one and done. But if you buy it and you love it enough to wear it, and then people compliment you, and then you tell them where you got it, now that is support. That's what's up. Or even if you don't buy it, but you tell people where they can get it. Like, oh, that's right, you love pearls. Let me tell you, I know this person at blah, blah, boom, or you like this, so I know this. The best form of business is through referrals. So that's what I would tell them. And they would be like, really? I'm like, yes, that's the best thing you could do, because if you buy it and stick it in your jewelry box, never to wear it, or if when you wear it, it looks awkward because that's not even your style, then sometimes people ask you where you got things because they don't like it, on you or whatever. And that could not be good for business sometimes. So, you guys, let me see. It's a lot going on in here. And okay, so everyone is speaking. I'm glad you all are speaking. Taylor Made, I saw you earlier. How are you? Thank you for being in the live. Thank you. It's good to see you. Yes, sis, I did that. Oh, okay. And so Feast with Cornice is saying, okay, Sherry, you have so many great tips. Thank you. You love making jewelry? Yes, I used to enjoy making jewelry as well. Denise say what's on my mind, McKay. And I did it for several years. I used to love making it. I don't prefer to wear a lot of jewelry. However, I like to wear, just like a couple of staple pieces, like my wedding ring and things like that. But I don't typically wear a lot of jewelry, but I loved making it because it was very therapeutic for me. And that's why I got into it. It was something that God had given me to do. And it just turned into this huge business that I was not really prepared for. And so that's one thing I tell people: when you have a talent, a gift, and you are enjoying it and it turns into a business, like, be ready for that thing to explode. And when I say be ready, I mean, have your plan set up, have your mind right, have a lot of things in place. Don't just try to do it by the seat of your pants. Over 50 and Fantabulous is in the building. Hello. Yes, I am. Thank you for being here. So great to see you. So great to see you. Yes. So when you have excess money, so say you have your budget set for the year, and now we're at the last month of the year, and you look up and you're like, oh, I have an extra whatever, however much, $20, $10, $100, $500, $1,000, whatever the amount is. First of all, if you are of the mindset that you have to spend exactly how much you budgeted each year, I highly recommend that you find nonprofit organizations, a charitable organization to make your donation to. And that's going to be that's what you should be doing anyway. But in addition to that, take that money to make it grow. Put it somewhere, put it in an account, a mutual fund, put it somewhere that is going to grow, and have a goal for it. Is your goal to purchase your first real estate investment property? Is your goal to start your own business that is going to create more jobs for people? Like, what is your goal for that? You should have a goal for the money that you're saving, and know how much you would need to save towards that goal. If you're thinking about investment property, talk to realtors now. Go find a realtor that And if you're in Charlotte, you know, my daughter is a realtor. That is a plug. But, you know, find a realtor and talk to them about your options and start looking around and seeing what's available. Don't just say it and let it sit there. Take action, you know, make some moves, and you will be surprised at how things will escalate. Oh my goodness. I was talking to a dear, dear friend yesterday, and you guys, I'm trying to tell you, you either have to, I highly recommend journaling, because when you are in a season that is so unpredictable, uncertain, unexpected, you need to write that out. Because when you're there, and don't give up when you're there. Don't drop the ball. Don't stop moving. Keep going. Because when you're there and you keep moving through it, when you look back and see how far you've come, it is the most incredible, incredible dynamic thing. I have a really good friend who had a situation with her employment, and she was an executive director. She had a situation, and it was last year this time, because her and I were just talking about it, and where she's come thus far has been amazing. It's been a blessing. It is nothing but God. I told her, I said, what you went through this year, whoever knows your story, if they don't know who God is, hearing your story, if they don't believe that there is a God, then there is something really wrong with them, because only God could have brought her through the way and elevate her the way that she has been. Oh my goodness. I really don't want to give her whole entire story out, but it's just so inspiring that I feel like somebody may need to hear it. And I'll just give you an overview of it. So, well, it was actually in January, but situations started happening the middle towards the end of December. And she ended up losing her position, her job. And she's, you know, she's a mother, and it was unexpected, and it put her in a place that she was not expecting or anticipating. Okay. She had her moment of being sad about it. You know, it was devastating, and because she was doing what she loved, she was doing what she was great at. She was doing what was her purpose. So she was very, very sad about it. And, you know, I told her, be sad. Like, you have to have those emotions. Don't hold it in, but keep going. So she pulled herself back up and kept going. She trained to try to learn how to do something from home, you know, because now the pandemic is starting to happen. And I don't even think she ended up doing the thing that she trained to do from home, because when she put the word out there that she was open and available, so many amazing opportunities started to come her way, like coming her way. And she finally landed in a position and in a place that is the perfect fit for her. I mean, she's able to, you know, skill up, do things in the community for others. She's making a difference. She's making a huge impact. And she actually is making way more than she did when she was in her other position. She's doing so well until she's closed on a brand new house. And she still is keeping her current place and is going to use that as rental property. So look at how she's been elevated within a year's time, because she never gave up. She believed enough in herself. She knew what her career story and journey was, and was able to effectively and successfully tell it to attract more and better opportunities to her. And because of her diligence, and because she believed that God had her steps ordered and that he has something better for her, she's able to purchase a new house and for her mother and her child, and still keep her condo and use that as an investment like what, within a year. Because all of this happened at the turn of January, and now we're not even in January. So it's been less than a year. So don't give up. Don't give in. If you have been laid off, if you have been, if you don't like your job, if you can't find a job, don't give up. Skill yourself up, keep learning, keep growing, keep networking. I know that we're indoors. I know that, networking events are not what they used to be, but there's still a lot of virtual ones. Go to Eventbrite, go to meetup.com and see what they're having that's virtual, where you can connect with people. Whatever you need, tell people what you need. I just spoke to someone today who's interested in relocating to my area. And she said, and I was helping her with her career story, her brand. And she was saying, I can't believe that you and I are talking. And it's all because I opened my mouth and said something to a mutual friend. And then I'm talking to that mutual friend over the weekend. And towards the end of the conversation, she tells me about this woman that I spoke to today. So talk about what you are looking for, what you need. Yes, move in silence, but you still have to share some of the things you're trying to do, because you don't know who can help you along the way. And it's not always who you think it is. It's that person, that sidebar person that, you talk to sometimes. And, but when you do talk to them, it's great conversations. It's just that they're not necessarily in your inner circle because you just don't communicate with them often. But that might be the person that knows that person that knows that person that can help you. So, definitely keep that in mind. Whoa, a lot of people started coming in. Let me see. Thank you all for being here. I really appreciate it. Let's see. So Feast with Cornice is saying, I want to learn. Yes, I want to learn. I love to learn. So absolutely. Thank you, Over 50 and Fantabulous. Thank you for being that mod. I appreciate you. And Feast with Cornice is saying, my goal is to start our third location as my own. Next year, this has been in the making for 3 years now. I purchased my second property in 5 acres in October. Congratulations. That is awesome. So I want to tell you, I don't know if your 5 acres is clear or not, but years ago, and they may still have it, the government was paying people to have trees planted on their property. So if you go down highways and you see pine trees and you can see straight through them like it's perfect rows, those were planted by the government. And when they mature and they cut them, you will get a nice bit of money. So I don't know what's the minimum amount of acres that they need to do that, but that's something you might want to look into. It's a great program. Let's see. Hey, Yeast Belize, how are you doing? I'm telling you, for you naturalistas, you need to go and check out Yeast Belize, because she is the cat's meow when it comes to natural hair care. Absolutely. Thank you for sharing this out. Feast with Cornice. She says, I will share this. I have to, because I'm not monetized yet, but I'm not either. So when I share, I always have to do it via Twitter and as well as Facebook. Thank you. I appreciate you. Denise, the diva, let's see. I don't think I see her. Is she in the building? Oh, okay. Denise, she's talking about Denise. Okay. She is a diva. I love her. Okay. Do we copy the link in the address bar to share? Yeah. If you go back out and you'll see where it says like subscribe, like, live, something, share, you click on that and then you can copy the link from there. Mm-hmm. Yes. So I see everyone is saying hello. Yes, God always gives us double for our trouble. He does. As long as you stay obedient to him and understand that he is the guide to your journey and trust the process, he will definitely double you for your struggle, like double you for your trouble. Absolutely. I see Lisa Black is in the building. Thank you for being here. Absolutely. Thank you. Yes, she was blessed. Oh my goodness. And I love to recount everything, and I've been with her through the whole thing. So I've seen all the moves that she has been making. But when you stop for long enough to really look back and put it all together and look at the whole picture, it's dynamic. It's a beautiful thing. It really is. Thank you so much, Feast with Cornice. I appreciate you. Yes. Yes. Definitely. We'll be praying for you. Absolutely. Yes, Sherry, we have a contract with the government for our 20 acres bought for $1 from my father-in-law. That is a blessing. Yes. So are you going to do the trees on that 20 acres? Because that's a great, great thing. That's wonderful. Yes. Yes. Amen. So you guys, I just wanted to come on here real quick to share that. Tips to save during the holidays. Do not overspend. And you know what? It should not be any feelings of guilt if you don't, because that's just being a good steward over what you have. When you are a good steward, more blessings will come and you'll be able to bless more people in that way. But if you are just really haphazard with your money, letting it fly out, not being account for what you have, then how are you going to continue to get blessed with that, with more? That's why have a relationship with it. Know how much money you have at all times. Know what your balances are. Know where your money is going. Know how you're spending it. Know what you're going to spend it on. Have a savings plan in place. Buy gifts that are meaningful. There are some great businesses here on YouTube. Support those small businesses so that they can continue to bless others. But make sure that what you're purchasing, people are going to use it, that you're going to use it, because that's how it continues. That's how the cooperation continues to work and circle around and keep circling and circling. Because you're saying, oh, I love this and I recommend you get it because you like these types of things. I love seeing something that I know people love and I'm able to recommend it. Like, oh my goodness, I know this person who makes this, like candles. I know that all of my children love candles. So when I see someone that can make homemade candles, DIY candles, or that's their business, I go to that because I know that my kids will not just get it and put it up like they did when I bought a diffuser, because I love diffusers. And I'm thinking, and that's another thing, because you love it don't mean that everyone in your circle is going to love it. So I love diffusers, but my kids don't. So when I bought them a diffuser, each of them a diffuser, and I'm like, okay, how have you been liking your diffuser? It's working. And they still burning those candles because that's what they prefer. So don't try to force it. If they don't like it, they don't like it. And don't be mad about that. Don't be mad. Just know that everybody has their own tastes and styles. We did the trees. That is what the contract is for. Yeah, look, we're on the same page. That is awesome. That's awesome. Yes, the trees that's the ticket right there. Thank you, Edward. I'm glad that you're finding value in this. Thank you. You guys, Edward is in Hawaii. Oh my goodness. I would love to be in Hawaii right now. So I have to get ready to go because in 2 minutes my class starts, and I'm here for it. I'm excited. After tonight, I will have my certification in human resources. It's not that I'm a human resource person, but what I do involves human resources, and I want to, direct people in the right directions, remain compliant, understand the laws, and just do the right things so that I can continue to set people up for success. And as I'm learning, I'm sharing. So this is all good for everyone. All right, everyone, I appreciate you for rocking with me this evening on this live. I hope that you received a great nugget or two on how to save during the holidays. Please spend wisely. Understand that every dollar counts. It's not a just purchase. It costs just this amount. Respect the amount that it is, and know that if you don't spend it, it can absolutely go towards your savings and make a difference, no matter how big or small it is. This channel is about workforce development, career readiness, and entrepreneurship. Also, real life, real issues, and real talk. It has been my pleasure to be here with you this evening. If you are not yet subscribed, I invite you right now to hit that subscribe button. If you enjoyed this live, please give it a thumbs up. If you're watching me on replay, give it a thumbs up. Leave a comment down below. I would love to hear from you. And let me see. Everyone is still speaking. Thank you so much. All right. Yes, thank you. Thank you, Feast with Cornice. Absolutely. Yes, so everyone, until we speak again, remember, practice how you play. Practice so hard that when you play, you will always play to win. This has been Real Talk with Coach Sherry.